Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, it is another episode of Curb Appeal, and this episode of Curb Appeal was actually also done live on my Twitch channel and we streamed it together. You guys all helped me, so again, I know I'm kind of repetitive, but I want to make sure that I get the information out. If you guys do want to participate in Curb Appeal, I do stream every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. PST, so all that info and all the links will be in my description if you guys ever want to join in and help me build, because it's always a very collaborative process and I love interacting with you guys and having your input. So yeah, a lot of you guys who did come to the stream will see all of your ideas in this speed build because yeah, I had a lot of help with this one. You guys really took it to the next level and somewhere where I would have never taken it, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So I will pop the photo of what we are recreating up on screen right now. So this is kind of like just a basic modern home, white brick, big nice black windows, very airy, very open, just a nice looking home and also a very doable looking home. As you can tell by the shapes and the roof pieces, it doesn't look like something that's too difficult. So I kind of, assessed the photo and was like, this is something I need to change. I need something a little bit easier, a little bit more basic, and I wanted to do something a little bit more modern. So again, with the white brick though, it was still kind of up my alley. So I really was happy to do this one. As you can tell by the title, or I'm not really sure what I'm going to name this home, but this home is, it looks like a generic modern home from the outside, but there's actually a very big, mysterious, sketchy story for the two people that live here, and basically it will explain how they got all of their money to afford such a luxurious modern home. By the way, there's like a lot of construction going on outside because I live downtown, so if you can see or if you can hear that, I'm so sorry. This is the only time I can do the voiceover, and it's also like peak hours for construction, I guess, so I'm so sorry if you can hear that. But basically the backstory is, well, okay, so in my last stream, somebody in the chat had said, oh, put the shoe rack outside. And I was like, oh no, we can't put the shoe rack outside. What if someone steals the shoes? Like outside the house? And then people were like, what, who would steal shoes? Like they were kind of like not roasting me about it, but kind of questioning, like, Ash, like, what are you talking about? Who would steal shoes? And I was like, I don't know, like, it's happened before. Like, don't you like not want your shoes to get stolen and stuff like that? It kind of became like a little bit of an inside joke. Seriously, you can't say anything wrong on stream or when you're live because people will just call you out on it. So basically I made a dumb comment about people stealing shoes. So by the way, if you guys have any like experiences with people stealing shoes, like back me up here and let me know, because I swear, like, that's a legitimate threat. Like, what if people steal your shoes? So basically what that ended up turning into, because people kept commenting on it again in this stream, is they said, maybe the couple here ended up building their fortune by stealing people's shoes, like designer, expensive hype sneakers and Louboutin heels, and selling them, and that's how they became rich. So that kind of like, you make one wrong comment and then it evolves into an entire speed build. So that's pretty much the premise of this home. It's kind of like a fraudster couple who lives here. They're trying very hard to make it look like they're super, high achievers, very wealthy. But in reality, they just have stolen shoes and that's how they became rich. And they're really not, they don't really deserve any of this wealth or any of this success, and they're just big phonies. So there were so many good ideas thrown out in the chat while I was building this, and you guys, again, will see all of that come to life when we do the interior and stuff. So I'm really excited to talk you guys through the interior because every single little detail was very kind of specific and had a story. But again, if you don't really want to follow that story, I'm sure you can, use this home like normal. It does just look like a nice kind of luxurious interior home, but there is actually a basement where they store all of their shoes, which you'll see at the end. So if you're trying to use this house and you don't want some weird sketchy basement, you can feel free to delete that, but it's actually kind of funny. You guys will see it happen on the end. I was contemplating cutting it out, but then I was like, no, it's like so vital to the story that I need to keep it in just for laughs. But here you can see the kind of shell of the home and the windows and all that are all done, and we are about to work on the interior. Also, oh yeah, a really important part about this build is I'm only using expansion packs here. So no stuff packs, no game packs, just base game and the 6 expansions or 7 expansions. I don't even know how many expansions there are, but it is quite a limited pack build. So if you're someone who doesn't have all those little game packs and stuff packs, you can definitely use this build just fine, which I love. I love doing restricted pack builds. As you guys know, I used to be a base game builder on YouTube, so doing restricted pack stuff is definitely very much up my alley. But basically on the outside, we didn't do anything, you know, too crazy. It was a pretty simple, structured build, but we did use those Get Famous windows. Those are those big, tall ones throughout the home, just because it really matched the photo, I felt. And then the doors are also from more or less either base game or Get Famous. So yeah, a pretty easy exterior to recreate, but also very clean looking and very modern and nice. You can definitely go for like an ultra modern interior, or you could also kind of go more on the like shabby chic side. So it's really diverse if you want to renovate this interior, but in this case we did go for a kind of like formal, extra over the top, like borderline distasteful, but like not really, because this couple who lives here is, you know, they're phonies, so they're not gonna have true luxurious taste. They're gonna have like really wannabe taste, where they're trying really hard to make it look like they have like really expensive stuff, but you know, that just ain't the case, because they're not that, well, they are rich, but they didn't get there through legitimate means, so they don't have, you know, that refined taste just yet. But don't get me wrong, I love how this turned out, and it still is very much my style in terms of like the neutral color schemes and stuff like that, but we definitely had to go for the kind of black and white interior with the marble flooring and stuff like that. The bathroom is very extra and over the top, because that's what they'd want their guests to see. But yeah, I really like kind of the direction we went, and it really helps to build with like a couple in mind or a storyline in mind, because I don't think I ever would have gotten to this point had I not had your guys' input on how over the top we should make, you know, their antics and their storylines. So I had a lot of fun doing that with you guys, because usually I just do like my typical kind of nice, neutral, modern farmhouse type of thing. So this one, I definitely pushed the boundaries, and I think it all tied in really well in the end. But here you can see we're just doing the kitchen, just kind of like an open concept kitchen. The nice base game countertops with the white marble top with the black cabinet underneath. Those are like some of my favorite base game countertops. I just like the black and white. And yeah, there weren't very many like good options for countertops with the expansion packs, I felt like did Seasons or Get Famous even come with countertops? Like, a lot of the expansion packs don't even come with that many countertops. It's usually like game packs and stuff packs where we get those nice kitchen items. So I was actually surprised at the fact that we didn't have, you know, that many to choose from, even though we had all expansion packs installed. But yeah, I digress. I like these ones anyways. Base game for the win. But here you can see the kitchen again is that black and white, and then we use those Get Famous kind of regal over the top bar stools, because again, that's what the owners would want when they have people over. They'd want them to see these luxurious looking stools. And then we did use those nice chairs from the Get to Work expansion pack, those nice kind of like ghost glass, or no, they're not glass, like plastic see-through bucket chairs, or whatever they're called. I don't know the technical term, but they are super cute, and I think that it tied in well to the theme, because we wanted the interior to look like a balance between like extra and also modern. So I didn't want it to go in a direction that was too kind of like regal and formal looking. I wanted it to still feel modern, especially with those nice big black open tall windows. You do have to kind of add in some more modern twists. So I think those clear chairs really do the trick for that, because otherwise it would kind of go in a direction that was too kind of formal looking, and that's not what we were trying to go for. We were trying to go for like modern, but they have some over-the-top extra touches here and there because they're a show-offy type of family. Or, well, they're not really a family because they don't have kids, but you know, still a family nonetheless. So in this little corner here, we are putting in an office just so these people are kind of like business people at the end of the day. They run a shoe stealing business, which, you know, isn't a legitimate business, but it's a business nonetheless. So they need an office here to kind of do their thing. Go search the internet for parties that they can go to and then steal everyone's shoes and stuff like that. I don't really know how, you know, the logistics of their business work, but that's how it is. And we are also joking about how they would want to have everything on display. So all of their qualifications, all their degrees, all of their trophies would all be out on display for everybody to see. And also, we were thinking that all of those degrees and certifications are all just fake. They just bought it off Amazon, or they printed it off, and they're just a big fat phonies. So we thought that was kind of fun to put those little touches, like they'd put trophies and stuff. Even though they haven't won anything, they just want it for show because that's the type of people they are. They just care about their status and the way that they are perceived to their guests, but they don't want to put in the actual work to get there. So that's kind of the office, and it's just a nice little private space. Again, I wanted to make this home kind of, again, follow the storyline and make it really detailed in that regard, but also make it kind of universal, in the sense that if you didn't hear the speed build and you just downloaded this off the gallery, you'd still be able to use it as a functioning home. And if you like the interior, sure, you like the interior. It doesn't have to be tacky, because I think it's quite nice in the end. So here we're just doing a nice little sitting area with the City Living couches, which I love. Oftentimes I hate those couches just because they're so uncomfortable looking, but I thought that they would work perfectly in this particular build, just because this couple who lives here isn't going to have like a nice homey home. They just want a cool, sophisticated looking place where they'll have their, you know, rich friends over here and talk about nonsense on these really uncomfortable couches that they're gonna say are imported from, you know, Italy or something, who knows. Again, putting more kind of publications and press things and their accomplishments up here on the shelf, because they'd want it out in the open for everybody to see. And then we also were saying how the painting there is kind of like they're bragging that they went on a trip to Italy and they framed their photographs from Italy, but in reality, they didn't go to Italy. They're not going to go to Italy. They've never even traveled, so they're just, you know, lying about that and faking trips and posting it up on their wall as if they've traveled the world when they really haven't. So it was just a lot of fun to kind of imagine exactly what this couple would look like, and just kind of coming up with the lengths they would go to make it seem like they are this elite couple when they really aren't. And it was funny to build with them in mind and kind of make jokes about what they would do and what they would say. And they'd say that their bamboo outside their home was imported, and that the pool at the back was filled with Voss water. And it was really funny just to think like how over the top and like snooty would this couple be. But I think having that in mind really helped bring this build to life. And again, I'll say this again, but I think if you kind of look back from an objective point of view and not think about the story, it still looks like a nice home. It's just fun to look at it in a way that has like some dramatic storylines sometimes, and that's why I really love The Sims. But the other thing I do want to touch on is the fact that I actually have witnessed shoes being stolen, or not stolen, but I didn't think it was so far off that, you know, shoes being stolen is a thing. Because I've definitely gone to like parties and stuff, like, you know, like house parties where you leave and like people take the wrong jackets, or people take, you know, someone's umbrella, and people have taken each other's shoes before by accident. It's just like a thing, especially if you are like with your friends and you all have like a similar style, like you're bound to have similar shoes, so you might just, you know, leave with the wrong shoes. And I've witnessed that before, okay? I didn't make it up. But also a fun fact about me, and while we're talking about shoes, my feet are actually a size 1.5 children's. Yeah, like let that sink in for a little bit. Not like I'm not even like, think of like women's sizing. It goes, I think 5 is usually the smallest. I'm a women's 4. And then if I were to buy children's shoes, I'm a 1.5. So I think it's in like the toddler section at Nordstrom. And yeah, pretty much I can wear kids' shoes, and you might laugh, but I actually get them for a lot cheaper. So if you want your, you know, $180 pair of Nike runners, I'm only paying like $60 for them. And if I go to like the outlet, they're literally like $16. So who's winning? The only hard part is if I want like nice heels and stuff, I can't really get heels for my size unless I get like really expensive ones. But if you want to go to like the cheaper stores and stuff, they don't sell nice heels for my shoe size, so that kind of sucks. I just have like a bunch of, basically my shoe collection is a bunch of really cheap runners and sneakers, and then really expensive like high heels and stuff for when I need to wear those. So yeah. But anyways, kind of digress a little bit there, but here you can see we're doing kind of like the master suite, and the bathroom wasn't going to work because of the window placement, and I wasn't prepared to change the window situation, so we kind of had the idea to make it an open bathroom, which I think is very luxurious, like a bathroom that has no walls and no door. We kind of just put a half wall and then put like those room dividers from the city living. And we blocked off the toilet a little bit because that obviously needs a little bit more privacy, but I really like how it turned out. I think that I've never done anything like that before. I've done kind of like an open concept bathroom before, but nothing to that extent where I have like the pool and the shower out in the open like that. So I think that I'm like out of breath. I think that it looks really good, and I have all of you guys to thank for giving me those nice ideas and stuff like that. But yeah, it's super different. And again, if you guys want to use this home, feel free to block off the bathroom. But since they are a couple, they won't get embarrassed for, you know, like seeing each other shower and stuff like that. So that's always good. But yeah, that's pretty much the home. There isn't much, there's only one bedroom upstairs because it's just a couple. So even though the home looks quite big, there aren't multiple bedrooms, which is kind of interesting because from the outside, it looks like it would have multiple bedrooms, but I did make it quite small. And, you know, sometimes I like doing that just because they're a little bit easier to furnish. And in this case, we didn't need more bedrooms and they didn't have any kids or anything like that. So here you can see we are working on the mysterious, sketchy basement. So this was actually the very first time I ever built a basement in The Sims. Everyone was like, yes, do the basement, do the basement. I was like, oh, okay, we're doing the basement thing. So we thought it'd be cool if we used that kind of like trick double-sided door to make it look like down here is just like their wine cellar. So if they want to take people down here, or if people kind of, you know, wander their way down into this thing outside, they'll just see, oh, it's just a wine cellar. That's all it is. So we put all like the disguises, and we put like the little bookcase to make it look like it's kind of like just a storage place down in their basement. We put a little bar to put some wine bottles and stuff, and the liquor cabinets, and then behind that little like double-sided hidden bookshelf door is going to be the shoe closet. So this is the main event, you guys. This is where all the magic happens. This is where they keep their stash of stolen shoes that they are waiting to, you know, resell for an inflated price to make their millions. So this is so extra, so weird. If you guys don't watch the speed build and you just download this home, these people are going to be so confused about what this basement part is. They're going to be like, why? Just why? So hopefully only the people who have actually watched the speed build will download the home. Otherwise, people will be like unfollowing me on the gallery, like, nope, that's too weird. But basically, we just lined all the walls with shoes, put little stacks of shoes everywhere, and then put a little mirror and some seating, because I'm sure they like to try the shoes on from time to time and pretend they're, you know, they can afford $23,000 pairs of shoes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the last little fun part of the build, a nice little touch to tie it all in together. But that pretty much wraps up today's speed build. It was a super fun one. I've never done anything like it before, so definitely do let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below, and also rate the recreation out of 10. You know, interior aside, do you think the exterior looks like the photograph, and did we accomplish our goal in curb appeal today? Huge thank you and shout out to everybody who did come out to the stream and help me bring this idea to life. I love you guys, it was so much fun. And if you guys do have time, definitely come out and join me and build with me. I stream every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I hope to see you guys there. And if you guys do want to submit any curb appeal photos, don't forget to join the Discord channel. It will be linked down below, and you can submit your curb appeal photos there, and I will recreate them for you. But besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you thought about it and rate my recreation out of 10. And if this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends or if you want to see more Sims 4 videos. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye everybody!